Representative, bro. He's the only SpiritRealm member that has made it right now in so far here in the top 8, and I'm looking forward to seeing, what he pulls out here today. What his performance is gonna be like. But let's get straight into this game number 1. We got Knic versus Pikadagod. Knic over on the classic Lucian Nino Williams crossover. We got a crossover battle here. Pikadagod over on the Vivi with the Mega Man. And let's get straight into game number 1. Already starting off, we're seeing Pika over on the boots. Going crazy right now. Two-piece combo going for the ground pound. Knic, though, slipping away with the blasters in hand. Now trying to get some edge guarding going, but Pikadagod slips by. Still wrapping up some damage over on the boots. Nice and light. Nothing more, though. Playing it a little bit safe. Now he's over on the guitars, and this is where we know Knic cooks up. If you watch a SpiritRealm in-house tournament, you know, man, gotta be worried for those down 6, those N6. We're seeing, let him rip right there. N6 coming out, but Pikadagod right now with a damage lead, a big damage lead. Nic's gonna have to be a little bit worried here, Jaguar.
Yeah, well, Knic can keep reading those dodges on guitars and build up a lot of damage. But right now, kind of getting hit a lot by blasters, getting spaced out of it. Knic dodges a weapon throw. Unarmed recovery does not knock out, so we've got the boots. Side will not be enough. Side light will not be enough there. Knic makes it back, but Mega Man is there for the ground pound. So that takes the first stock and is a pretty good shot. And Knic just walks up and does a little bit of punching. Goofy and Light now has the blasters.
Yeah.
So
Knic does have a little bit of way to go in order to bring this one back up, but the D-Light recovery is gonna send them high up in the heavens, but still, though, not enough to get the knockout. Knic still hunting for this KO and looking to just kind of bob and weave around Pika a little bit. Don't want to get too much damage done to their second stock. They want to conserve as much as health as possible, so they can keep this as even as can be. Nice down sig sends them so far away. Doesn't knock out still, though. This sig should catch, hopefully knock out. There you go.
That will do it. Finally, one of the SIGs will catch eventually.
That N-Sig that he went there for, the reverse N-Sig, I think, I'm not sure if it was a misinput, but if he had went the other way, facing to the right side, I believe it would have connected and knocked out. But still, though, Knic does have to play catch-up game just a little bit, though, just about 40 or so damage. But Pika right now is challenging Mo on the blasters right now. We have a blasters ditto here for this game number 1. Ooh, nice stuff from Knic. And then we got the D-Light recovery. That's really good. And Nair is not going to connect, but the Mega Man Sig will connect, and so we get back here. Now as the guitars gets punished on that pretty badly, and then guitars when the Knic special does not connect this time. The ground pound does not connect. Now there's the dare. Mega Man will make it back. Knic does get back by hitting her, and there's the another Knic special with the D Sig to take out the stock. So Knic is ahead now. For any of the new viewers to these SpiritRealm streams, we always call it the down 6 on the Lucy and the Knic special, but Pika hitting him with a little bit of a Pika special, with a nice Pika down 6.
Yeah, absolutely.
The VV down 6. But just like that, I mean, it's tied up here, Jaguar. Anybody's game here, but still a little bit of a deficit right now for Knic, but Knic needs to cook up on these guitars, bring this back even a little bit, keep this neck and neck as tight as it can be.
Right.
What an exciting game
so
there
is a little bit of deficit. There's a SIG, there's an N SIG. So avoids, gets out of there, but forces out the final option from the BB, and that N-Sig is not going to connect, but catches the dodge, and so already at 128 damage. So we're kind of getting into KO territory for 100%. Mega Man, and that would be that would cost game 1. And there's the N-Sig will not be enough. Avoids a weapon throw. Ground pound. That was a very risky move, and it did not connect. But at least the VV survives another day.
Nice and light.
And there's
Pika, though, currently building up the damage, racking up any damage that they can. They have Knic off stage. Knic, though, snags by, slips by. He gets some sort of footing right now. Both battling for central stage right now. Nice there. Knic sends it so far away. Goes for the Knic special. Was hoping it was going to catch, but it didn't connect. Last stock situation. Anybody's hit. Slide charge into D-Sig. It doesn't land. Pika lives another day. Knic lives another day. Anybody's game, and Knic gets a sights again just like that. Game number 1. Knic is going to be taking it home. Holy moly, Logan, you're so right. He is dialed in. He's locked in. He wants this. He wants it. But same for Pika, and we're all gonna see what's gonna happen in this game number 2. This is such a close set. Holy moly.
Yeah, 7 damage difference. What? 567 to 560.
Oh my God, you guys are not seeing what I'm seeing on screen. Yo, we might what? Oh, a level 100 Lucian. No, I think Knic has met his match. I think he has met his match. No. Are you seeing this, Jaguar?
Yep, I am. I'm kind of in awe myself. Like, they thought Nick was a Lucian main, and now you see the level 100 come out. So, like, it's very much a challenge to, like, I've put in so much time on this legend, but I should know better.
100% here. And this is going to be scary because, you know, it's rare you see, like, a Lucian player, a Lucian main, a level 100 Lucian player. Like, you don't see those often. You don't see those every day. But Pika ripping out here the level 100 Lucian. And right now, Knic has the upper hand somehow. I mean, wow. This honestly just shocked me. I'm kind of so shocked at this level 100 Lucian pick.
Yeah. Well, at least Knic has the Knic has I believe has the black color, so at least showing that level of commitment to the Lucian.
I think this is
right
Art
now,
Deco,
that DC does not connect.
Yeah, this is our Art Deco colors, the recent new colors with the
I see. Okay, I miss.
But let's get back to the action here. It's so really even right
There's
now.
There's our compound.
Yeah, great stuff coming
They're
from
just taking control of that off-stage situation. Yeah, but I guess those were the colors that you got from the event a month ago or so.
Yeah. So the Art Deco colors, they're a wonderful color scheme, but Pika is going to be tying this one up very simply with that D-Light recovery. Does land with the blasters, and just like that, we're going to have just an even situation right now. Pika keeping this one neck and neck, but if you notice, Jaguar, from the start of that game number 1, when it came to the Qatar Ditto, I believe Knic did have the upper hand, but we're going to have to let Pika cook just a little bit. He has to kind of get a little bit of feel for this Lucian, perhaps, you know. I think he has been, when it comes to rank 1s or tournaments perhaps, I think he has been mostly on the VV, but like I said, I never saw this Lucian pick, but what a nice endstick just like that. Able to take that stock out of there, and we're already seeing that Knic is at a deficit here, Jaguar.
Yeah, definitely. You saw like the Knic was really struggling Knic was really struggling trying to get a lot of things to connect, and so it basically has like why we have basically a whole stock damage lead right at this situation, and that will catch for D-Sig catches. Right now, Knic has Katars, now picks up a 3-piece, trying to catch the landing. The N-Sig will catch this time, whereas the D-Sig did not. That D-Sig doesn't catch. I think like if P is staying far enough above, then the N-Sig's going to catch a lot more. It could be very dangerous. Like, that was a good try, and it simply didn't work quite as well. But really, solid effort. I know exactly what Knic was going for, and catches the side thing, and recovery will do it.
Yeah, when I said at the start of this this game, when I said that I think Knic has met his match, most definitely I think he's met his match. Pikadagod showing up right now so huge with this level 100 Lucian, and the manner in which he had won that game as well too, in a 2-stock victory. This is such a message that has been sent, and I'm worried for Knic, honestly, because as a person that knows Knic, I mean, he's a clan member, like I mentioned, you know, I know him only to play Lucian and only to play Lucian. He's never been on another legend. So I'm wondering here, what's going to be the pick? Is he going to be sticking on the Lucian? Is he going to have to fight this Ditto? Because if these games are going to be going the way that it has in that game number 2, it's not looking great for Knic.
I think Knic can adapt to some of these things. Like, just a lot of these things were missed space and just trying to play around. Trying to learn more about it. That's why you play five games as opposed to just like the one in rank. You get a lot more tendencies you can build off of those.
Yeah, I don't want to say that I'm counting out Knic here, but it's definitely going to be a huge challenge. Like we see here, Pika cooking over the Qatar, the weapon throw attack,
dodges, and then the weapon throw to take it. Wow, that was a very, very solid start. It looks like, speaking of like an adaptation, that seems like just like Pika had Knic completely understood and knew exactly where the dodges were going to happen. So a really solid string to take the first stock, and there's a side sig, and still
nice.
Dancing around. Knic does recapture the stock, and so we are back even. So
one thing,
very much recovering from that first stock that first stock read in a very commendable way.
Yeah, one thing I want to say about Knic here. I want to get this quick out of here, but Knic. The way that Knic is able to, even after that just insane string, that insane combo that Pika was able to, you know, get out there, that insane lead that Pika had, all Knic did was just breathe in, breathe out, forget about it, get straight to the action, was able to tie it up. And that's what I love about Knic, that calm and collected mentality that he has. He's just, he can take that pressure away just so instantly. And even in this position where he's down, he's still calm, cool, and collected. He's playing this as best as he can. And just like that, damage is even up. It's anybody's game here, but still, Pika with the upper hand, going for that exhausted recovery here. Knic trying to make it back to stage, goes for the unarmed end light, doesn't connect with it though, but Pika managing this weapon, able to stick on the blasters here. Gets that GC anti, connects and leads to the knockout, but still, a little bit of a lead coming in from Pika here. Knic still has to play catch-up game.
That's right. And building starting at 108 damage, avoids the Qatar's continuation, catches the dodge, and so that is a 3-piece confirmed combo. So 141 right now probably still won't be enough to KO. I wonder if we'll be seeing a switch blasters at some point here later on in this stock. But right now, Knic is doing okay, and there's the side sig. So yes, you don't need to switch to blasters when you can do something like GC side sig.
Yep. I think
so. Not too bad position for Knic.
I think Knic has to stick on the guitars here. I mean, we saw the VV gameplay coming in from Pika here, and the shared weapon of that blasters between the Lucian and the VV. You would expect when Pika to be going crazy right now on the blasters, but the guitars is even chopping him up with that nice recovery, able to lead to that knockout there. And man, this is just not everything. Just looked downhill as soon as Pika locked in on the Ditto. What do you make of that, Jaguar?
Well, I think it was Knic did really good to keep it close. I think Knic can very much still win this matchup. It's just that that last stock was a just reading over the guitars and taking advantage of juggling and really forcing out Nic's options. So kind of an unfortunate way to end after playing such a hard fought game. To have it end in a situation pretty much like that first stock where Knic just got completely red on that string. But it's definitely very winnable for Knic in this mirror match.
Yeah, I mean, we saw how calm he was after that, you know, that basically that crazy interaction that they had for that first stock, to get that first stock out of there. If Knic can, you know, really tap into that and just kind of proceed with that just calmness and able to kind of just maybe try to create some space between him and Pika, because Pika's right now just rushing him down, getting those hits in there. If he can create that space, that's what you're seeing. Knic is just trying to create some distance between them, but Pika is just not letting go. Double stare.
There's a dare, another dare. Will that be enough? Knic will make it back.
Knic barely made that one back.
Yeah, avoids the end sig, and now picking up guitars. So I like how Knic was doing on blasters there, and Knic juggling quite a bit now on the guitar. So it's still even. If Knic can zone out the with the blasters, the Pika's guitars, then it could be very solid. There's side sig. The catch recovery won't be enough.
Nice.
As the blasters recovery catches will still not be enough, and we've got once again there Pika lands safely because the end sig wasn't high enough. Let's see. So Pika trying to land there. Knic is really trying to play that reverse of that matchup where he's trying to outzone the blasters. The D sig will not connect.
Nice.
But the end sig will, and that takes the first stock.
Amazing stuff coming in from Knic, able to get that first knockout out of there, and now looking to build a lead. And this is the moment where you got to do it. I mean, it's 2-1 right now. You got to try to push this one to game 5. You do not want to be going home in a 3-1 position. And remember, this is elimination side, so whoever loses this is out from the tournament. But oh my God, Pika able to get that first stock out of there. But still, the lead has already been established, but it's a small one. 53 damage. Knic needs a little bit more of a lead to work with Pika here.
That's right. All right, now Knic has guitars, catches a dodge, doesn't catch the second dodge, but already up to 78. Knic still getting there. The end D-Sig does not connect. Does not able to catch the dodge up that time. And there's the side sig to catch. And there's end sig, and recovery will not hit. No connection there, but there's the Nair hits. Knic back on guitars. Pika still unarmed. Knic is juggling around the Pika, and D-Sig does not connect as Pika dodges. Still, a very solid performance by Knic so far. We've got that side sig will connect, and that means Knic is in a really comfortable position, but there's still a stock to be played, a stock to be taken before Knic can get to game 5.
No, and I love how you called out, you know, at the start of this game, how Knic can definitely bring this one back. And that's what he's doing right now. 2 stocks up, and he has a damage lead. He has a stock lead. He just needs to continue this momentum. But Pika just tracking him down with stairs, gets a ground pound, and just like that, gets a knockout. And, I mean, the tides are turning, Jaguar. Pika took that stock out of there pretty quickly. It's looking a little concerning here for Knic, but Knic needs to keep on stepping on the gas. He cannot let his guard down because only 35 damage off a lead here. But Knic answering back, gets a recovery. Ooh, big GC side sig, but it doesn't connect. Pika, though, with the guitars in hand, goes for the GC down sig. My goodness.
Yeah, there's another D-Sig won't connect. We've got Knic hits the guitar's nair. The N-Sig will not connect. Catches the dodge. The D-Sig will not be enough still. So there's still Dance Around each other. It is very much a last stock situation. The Sair is not going to be enough. Avoids that. The side sig will connect. We're going to game 5.
First game 5 for today. We love to see it. It was looking really dire coming down to those last moments there for Knic there, but Knic able to clutch it up and able to beat that Lucian Ditto. And now we're going to be going to game 5. And what do you think is going through Knic's side right now?
I think Knic's going through just playing through the fundamentals. Just making sure you understand how Pikadagod is playing. I believe this is a first time matchup.
Yeah.
So just understanding, especially since dodge reads are so important on a string weapon like guitars, and just really understanding so you can really take an advantage into game 5 when it counts.
Yep. And one thing I want to point out as well too, even though this is a Ditto and you could say that, I mean, more experience is coming from Pikadagods, and Knic has played a good amount of Lucian, and you would expect him to know this legend inside out to the back of his hand. I mean, this is his main, this is his character, this is his legend. He's gonna know how to play Lucian, how to fight against Lucian, and what Lucian players go for inside out. And he's using that experience right now to his advantage. And honestly, I mean, it's kind of like you could see the win-lose situation from both sides, to be honest. But let's get back straight into the action here, Jaguar.
Right, yeah. Catches the N-Sig very much like you saw Knic earlier, picking up dodges there, catches another dodge, catches that, not able to get the second dodge there, so avoids that recovery. But still, really racked up already over 100 damage in just the first minute or so.
Yeah.
So now Pika's on blasters. Recovery will not connect there. So they're trying to dance around. Knic is, of course, going for that dead zone where blasters really can't hit above.
Right.
But there is the D-Light Sair. And catches that, will not be able to get any follow-up off of that, and the side sig gets punished with the recovery. Avoids the N-Sig. Knic gets hit by that Sair. So we are a little bit behind right now, but Knic has guitars, is juggling. The recovery there, Pika avoids the N-Sig. So once again, we are going guitars. The blaster side sig will connect, will not be enough. That Sair will connect, it will still not be enough. And dodges the weapon throw.
Right now, 200 and something, man. There we go, finally.
Yeah, absolutely. One hit like that. One hit like that will absolutely take it.
What an unarmed Donsig, able to get that knockout out of there, but look at even Pika's health right now, 189. Knic, nice recovery, able to get that knockout out of there, but Pika did get a little bit of damage in there, 40 damage onto that second stock now. Still, even as can be, all Knic needs to do, get 1 or 2 guitars hits in, we're looking back to even perhaps, but Pika still aggressive on the attack, 66 damage, big ground pound though. Still wasn't able to fully capitalize off of that guitar ditto here. My goodness. Knic just kind of dancing around, trying to find his footing back onto the stage, gets the NC going. Still dancing around a little bit. Both players dancing around just a little bit here. Still, even as can be, only a little bit of lead coming in from Pika's end here. Pika cooking up on the guitars, was going for an NC, punishing that NC there with an NC of his own. Knic with the blasters in hand, but Pika gets the read, and massive read there. Able to get that knockout out of here, Jaguar, and Knic is on what could be the last stock, his last stock for today's tournament.
Yeah, and Pika's still trying to stay on the second stock. If Pika loses stock, it will also be Pika's last stock. But right now, Pika's making sure that doesn't happen. Getting quite a bit of damage on the guitars there. Knic Stairs does not connect. Knic going all the way back and does bump into the stage. That's unfortunate.
No! No
But Pikadagod wins 3-2.
Oh, that was such an anticlimactic way to end the set. He bonked his head on the wall, and it led to the knockout. But Pika is going to be moving on in today's tournament. Congrats to him. He's going to be going into the Elimination quarterfinal side. And, I mean, wow, what a set that was. Because, man, we saw a first game 5 for today, but man, Pika showed up huge, man. And you got to give it up to Knic as well. To fight that Ditto was just such a hard matchup. But, he was up for the task. He didn't swap whatsoever. And just sadly at the end, that recovery. Oh, my goodness. You can look at the damage per engagement, 4.9 per. That's actually crazy.